Welcome to the Manosphere Paradigm, the channel where we learn to level up health, wealth, relationships, and hobbies. I'm welcoming you back to today's episode, or at least today's video, where I'm going to continue with the feminist lies that's being told on the Manosphere. I started with the first one where Dr. Jen Mann is explaining, and she's telling us, at least she was talking to one of her of the people, the ladies that wrote into, and giving her advice as to the signs that she needs to look out for as to her boyfriend possibly being a misogynist, misogyny, as they say it on the Fresh and Fit podcast. Shout out to them. So I want to get into it, and I wanted to continue with the second lie that she is telling this lady, and I'm going to go into it. Where the first one is, she says he objectifies women. I covered that in the previous video, and this one she says saying he collects women. So let's get into what she is saying. She says he views women as trophies he collects. His self-esteem is dependent on having a nice armpiece when he walks into a room. Now, when it comes to collecting women, I don't know about that, but when it comes to me and my personal experience in the way I used to date, I would be dating multiple ladies. I would be going out with them. I'll get to know them, and if the chemistry is there, the connection is there, I'll go on a second date. But between waiting on the one date to the next, if a week goes by, if a couple of weeks go by, or I don't see the level of enthusiasm, then I'm as a guy, I'm going to be backing off. And also depending on the level of interest in the woman. Maybe you're looking at her being a 8, or looking at her being a 7, a 9, or just thinking to yourself, okay, she's maybe a 6, but she's cute, whatever the case may be. You looked at what you were, the lady, you were attracted by what you saw, and depending on her enthusiasm, or at least a level of reciprocating your investment in wanting to spend time with her, the time between the dates, you basically would have kept yourself busy, and not be sitting around waiting on her to give you a call so that you can basically see her or meet up or do something together. So when she says he views women as trophies he collects, it's not that you're collecting women. You are basically dating different people, and if it gets to a point where something is becoming serious, and something is getting to a point of where you are seeing a connection, and you're seeing that it's both reciprocal, and something to invest in, then definitely going to go that way if that is what you're looking for in having a relationship and forming a bond, so that you can obviously have something long term. If that's not what you're looking for, you'll just continue to be dating, and you'll be upfront about that. So she's trying to shame men for having an abundance mindset, because women do know if men have abundance mindsets the same way they do, then they'll be on the losing end. Because if the guy is looking after himself, he's on his purpose, he's pushing his income, he's going off for the things that he wants, fitness wise, he's looking after himself, and he's pushing his career, and also connecting and networking in circles to where he's looked at and adored by other guys, or at least admired by other men. That level of status also that comes along with it. A guy that has that level of abundance mindset is not going to be sticking around to be faffed around by a lady that doesn't give him the attention, or the reciprocate the investment that he's going when it comes to spending time with her. So she's trying to shame men for basically having options, and the shaming language is there basically to distract you. Don't fall for it. The next part that she goes on is he needs this validation due to his own insecurities. No, that is not the case. The insecurities, no. He's dating men, like I said, he's dating more ladies, and as a man, you are wanting to have that abundance mindset, so that you are not sitting around waiting on a woman playing games, or maybe wanting to see, I'll see what it does if I don't respond or take my time, blah, blah. If you are not showing the level of interest and you're not reciprocating and not giving the choosing signals that he is looking for, and you will find yourself being ghosted. And that it is what it is. Women find it very easy to move on from one guy to the next, and to get to basically monkey branch to the next and get another guy and get more attention, whether it be from another guy, whether it is via the social networks, or just basically interactions that they're getting. So at the end of the day, it's not about his own insecurities. No, that is just another shaming tactic. She goes on further saying he also likes to rotate women and brag about it. Now, if a guy does that, I doubt that he's that high level type of guy that has the ability, number one, to bring a certain level of value to the table so that he can be looked at by other women, knowing that he dates multiple women and also wanting to deal with that guy. So if a guy goes around telling other women or even other guys to say, I'm dating so many women and I'm doing all of this, I'm cold approaching so many women and I'm just living life out here. If you have to brag about it, a guy that is that level and is actually doing those things and actually living his life, living his purpose, going after things, he's not going to be advertising and telling everything about his next every move and his next move. Those are guys that's seeking validation, and those are the guys that's the idiots that she's talking about now. You cannot be dealing with low value guys, and then when you read the result of those guys, of dealing with those guys, you want to blame and blanket everyone, and also then say, you know what, if a guy is dealing that way, he is a misogynist. No, he's not a misogynist, he's just an idiot, and he doesn't know how to shut his pie hole, in able to have people always guessing what's his next move, and also the ladies that is dealing with knowing that, you know what, I don't know what's going on with him. He's very mysterious. That is a thing that makes a guy attractive, and a guy that knows that is definitely not going to be doing this. She goes again, the truth is he is just scared of getting close or developing an emotional dependency, so he keeps a rotation going. So the reason he's rotating is because he is insecure and he is scared to be close, to get close to people. No, like I said, I myself, when I was dating and before I got married, you guys know on this channel, I am what you guys would call the purple pill. I am red pill aware, but at the same token, I have decided years back that I have taken the plunge and I have basically vetted my wife, and I have gotten to the point of understanding, you know what, I can grow and build with her, and she's adding to my life, making my life peaceful, making sure that things are sorted out for me to be able to do the things I need to do, and bringing that extra level of how can I say, of balance to my life to a certain extent. So us as guys, we constantly get into our work, into the things we want to, and sometimes we have to slow down, kind of like smelling the flowers. And that's what life is about, and learning how to slow down, to enjoy certain things in life, and that's what she definitely helps me to do. However, at the same time, I do understand there's no guarantees in life. Our journey has been what now, going 9 years that we 2000 2012, shit, it's going to be 8 years, sorry, 8 years that we're going to be married. And at the end of the day, it's been 8 years. We've had our ups and downs, but we've basically I have decided back then that I'm going to invest in her. Like I said, she says here, this Gen man says in the article that he's just scared and to get close to it, and developing an emotional dependency. That is not the case. If you are a guy that is out here, that you are on your purpose, you are on your game, and you're doing your thing, and you're looking after yourself fitness wise, you have options. You understand, and you know how to communicate effectively, how to do so in a charismatic way, and to command the presence when you walk into a room. You're constantly building on those things and building on those characteristics to be a better man. If you are that guy, you are not looking to just grab any woman because she gave you attention. No, you're going to be setting your time out in making sure that you are vetting a woman correctly, and you are spending time and long enough to understand and see all kind of sides of her. sometimes some people do act, but I think if you deal with a woman for about a year or a year and a half, 2 years, you will kind of like have a couple of seasons dealing with her and understanding and see kind of like the person that she is. And over that time, you might have had a couple of relationships, ups and downs that have grown you guys together and built that bond where you've grown more and more attached, and also more and more where you could see that bond forming between each other, that you know what, I can build on this. But before you get to that point of having and deciding to have that long-term relationship, if you're going to be dealing with a few ladies and they see you as relationship material, you are going to be hit with that question of what are we now, what's happening. If you are not wanting to have to do anything long term with that lady for whatever reason, you are not forced, and you can obviously stop dealing with her and tell her, you know what, and be straightforward about it, that this is not going to work for you, because you're not looking and wanting to have something long term with her. End of the day, it is you having options and you having an abundance mindset when you're dealing with each other and dealing with other people. You are not sitting around waiting for people to contact you, or you're not waiting around. I've had one of the examples. I had a girl that she would contact me, and then she would pay and take me out to rugby games. We call rugby games, and I was like, she spent the money. It was like grandstand tickets, got me there, and we went to watch the game and all of that. And when I wanted to, the night came to a close, and we were kind of like feeling each other, and I wanted to close the deal. She was giving me the you know what, this is not, kind of like, not now, I'm focusing on this, that, and the other. I was like, no, you are enjoying the time and I'm spending with you, enjoying my attention. And I'm like, been investing here for a couple of months now, thinking that we're going to progress, get to the next level, having chit chats here and there. And that is one of the things that I learned: to stop chit chatting, make a date, show up, enjoy each other, see if there's a connection. And if you are enjoying the vibe, you escalate it to the next level, and you basically do so continually until you get to the point of being intimate, because that is what you ultimately want. Stop faffing around, going around the bush, be direct. But at the end of the day, you also need to understand your worth, and you're not jumping just into any relationship just because you are asked the question, what are we now? So once you get to the point where you actually identify one person that you are really connecting with as a guy, that is something that we do, and you tell yourself, you know what, logically, I can look at this relationship. I do feel a connection with this lady. I can see that we can build and do something together in future and long term. And I'm actually going to, stop and sacrifice being with other women and being with this one lady, because this is where I want to be, and I want to see where this go, and obviously do the long-term relationship, and then possibly if you want to get into a marriage, that is all your decision, because we as men, we hold the keys, or at least we are the ones that would give a woman a relationship, and we would be the ones that gives a woman a ring to propose. And if she says yes, we get married. But we are the ones that's ultimately the one that decides when we want to propose. So when she talks about he collects women, and talking about kind of like basically talking about men having a rotation and shaming it as though it's a bad thing, that is so far from the truth. And men, you should not be basically, I would say, bamboozled by these ladies trying to shame you for having a rotation. The reason why they're doing that is because they know if a man has an abundance mindset, he has a rotation, and he has the decision, and you actually have to prove yourself to him, to show him what you bring to the table, then that actually, they know they have lost the power, and just giving you the coochie is not going to be the thing that's going to be like, wow, I got that, now I'm going to commit to it. No, she needs to show her worth, and you, as you bring your value to the table, that I believe is a fair exchange. So, a lot of people don't agree with me. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, you having a rotation is not a bad thing. And this point is mute. So I hope you enjoyed that this one when it comes to the lies Jen Man is telling the ladies and how she's trying me to shame the manosphere for men being masculine men. It's crazy out here. It's a clown world. But you know what? It's a world that we accept, and it's a world that we're going to take on head on. So I hope you liked it. Click the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Much. I want you guys to go and watch 10 videos, watch them, like them, and drop an insightful comment as to what you got out of that video. And I am going to send you a t-shirt to say thank you and show my appreciation. So I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. It's Manosphere Paradigm. Cheers.